Good evening everyone, and welcome to the first Gundam news of 2025. So, first things first, I want to thank every single one of you for an amazing 2024, and let's hope 2025 gets even better. So, I wish all of you the best for 2025, a happy new year, and let's hope that all of those New Year's resolutions make it past the first week. We all know how they go. And of course, also because it's New Year's, it has been a bit of a slow news week. Like, normally, in the beginning of the month, we get the Gunpla schedule for that month, along with the exact release dates, but we haven't gotten the schedule yet, so we only know that the high-grade Aequous will be releasing on the 17th, and that is because that is when the theatrical release of the first few episodes will be hitting the Japanese theaters. So we'll have to wait a little bit longer for the full Gunpla schedule of January. But then despite being a slow news week, we did still get one big headline this week. I guess kind of as a send-off for 2024. And it is also something that has been slightly controversial. So, Witch from Mercury is getting a new manga. It is called Seishun Frontier in Japanese, which can then be translated to either Youth Frontier or Adolescent Frontier. I've seen both translations like flying around the internet. But as you can tell from the promotional image, it's not just going to be your average side story or retelling of the anime but in manga form. It's going to take Zeta and Mirine and put them in an average high school, meaning no mobile suits, no Gundams, no space colonies, etc., etc. Which has then led to some comments of, if no mobile suits, then why Gundam? And really the only thing I can say to comments like that is, not just welcome to Gundam, but welcome to, like, mech franchises in general, because taking a story of a mech anime and then transforming it into a more like current day story is something that has been done before, and I can immediately name a few examples of that. Evangelion has done it, Code Geass has done it, and we've even seen it in the past with Gundam, so again, this is absolutely nothing new. And these kinds of stories are done for a very good reason. Gundam, Evangelion, and Code Geass aren't just great because they have awesome mech designs, which they do, but also because the story is really great and can stand on its own even without the mechs supporting it. The big question for this Witch from Mercury manga then is, how close are they going to stick to the anime? The only thing we know so far story-wise is that both Zeta and Mirine are going to be attending a Japanese high school, and that it's set in the near future. And again, going back to those Evangelion and Code Geass examples, they range from pretty much just being like alternate universe interpretations of the anime to just taking the characters, taking the ideas of the anime, and then doing something completely different with them. Which is then how we get the badass Shinji from Evangelion Campus Apocalypse. So again, I wonder what they're going to do with Witch from Mercury here. The remaining information that we have then is that it's going to be published in Comic New Type in the spring of this year. The art will be by Hiro Hata, who has done Misumi-san Can't See Through, and the scenario will be by Hisadake, who has worked on the setting for the Witch from Mercury anime. So for the story, we get someone who is familiar with the source material, and for the art, we get a very good artist. So far, so good. Let's just hope that they get enough time to finish the story that they want to tell. Other announcements then were a new set of Aequous paints and a collection of the best soundtracks to celebrate Gundam's 45th anniversary. For the Aequous paints, there is the Destiny Gundam Spec 2 Light Gray, Kalra Light Blue, and Zeus Silhouette Gold. They go for 440 yen each, 3 US, and they're slated for a February release. The soundtrack collection then will be releasing on March the 26th for 10,450 yen, 67 US. But for that price, it will come with a whopping 6 CDs. The exact tracks will be announced at a later date, but they did already reveal that 3 of them will contain UC tracks, 2 of them will contain alternate universe tracks, and then the final CD will contain both SD Gundam and build tracks. They also unveiled the cover art, and if you decide to get it from the Aeon store, you can also go for the limited edition, which will set you back 12,650 yen or 82 US. And this version will then also come with 2 additional big acrylic stands. Meanwhile, on the gaming front, in Gundam Battle Operation 2 for the PlayStation, the Unicorn Awakened has joined the fray. And apparently, it was too much for the game to handle. The shield funnels do not work the way they should, and their guesstimate of when this will be fixed is very simply the near future. Which is definitely not helped by the fact that it's currently winter break in Japan, which will last until the 5th. On Steam then, the Gundam Delta Kai ground combat version has become available, presumably without any further bugs. The Steam version already has enough problems as it is. And in UC Engage, you can now get the UR Benager and its UR Unicorn Gundam NTD as super limited unit assemblies. Again, sans bugs hopefully. But what they did get was a new raid battle against the Neo Zeong, and also a New Year celebration campaign with a lot of login bonuses. And in other news, we got some more information on the weapons from Advance of Zeta. I'm not going to talk any more about them right now because I'm pretty sure I've got enough information now for its own dedicated development history video, so look forward to that in a few weeks. As for the things you could get this week then. First up, on December the 28th, there was the Gundam Universe Zaku 2 Unidentified Solari Custom for 4,950 yen, 32 US, making it one of the more expensive Gundam Universe figures out there, along with the Gundam EX. It might not be able to make up for that price with its accessories, as is usual for the Gundam Universe figures, because it just comes with a Zaku machine gun and a Heat Hawk, but at least it does faithfully reproduce the details and the colors of its animated counterpart, definitely making it the easiest way to get an accurate physical thing of this particular Zaku. From early January then, a bunch of Gundam chocolates were released, and there really is a lot of variety here. We have a box with Zaku head-shaped chocolates, there's a box of more standard chocolates featuring the new Gundam and the Sazabi, there's a more fancy tin featuring either the new Gundam or the Sazabi, there's also some tins for the original Gundam, and for the Char fans in the audience, you can get a Char's Zaku 2 head filled with little chocolates. These are available in Japanese stores and also select online hobby stores that choose to carry them, like for example HobbyLink Japan. As for this week's reading material then, there was the big comic superior, in which Gundam Thunderbolt is being serialized. The 20th chapter of the Battle Tales of Flanagan Boone was released for free online and is linked down below. And it was announced that the complete record collection of G Gundam has been delayed until March the 14th. On to the apparel news then, where Bon Kodak kicked things off on the 26th with pre-orders for some Gundam Seed Freedom and Gunpla things. So first up, for Gundam Seed Freedom, you could get Kigali, Alexei, Albert, Arnold, or Mirialia on a towel for 2,200 yen, 14 US, or on an acrylic keychain for 990 yen, 6 US. And from Gunpla, you could get Gunpla himself, new Gunpla, Char Zaku or Zakupla on a t-shirt for 4,400 yen, 28 US, a tote bag for 2,750 yen, 18 US, an Imabari towel for 1,760 yen, 11 US, a mini towel for 880 yen, 6 US, or a pin for 1,100 yen, 7 US. And all of these items are slated for a February release. And also from Gunpla are these Happy Claw hair ties. And Happy Claw pretty much just means that it's a gachapon thing, but from Bankore. Because for 880 yen, 6 US, you will get one of 15 random hair ties. Again from Gunpla, and these are slated for a March release. And also on the 26th, Strict G announced their winter sale, which will be held both online and in physical Strict G stores. And this sale will last until February the 28th. On December the 28th then, various new Strict G items went up for sale in those physical Strict G stores. For 15,400 yen, 98 US, you can get a backpack that is inspired by either Domon or Master Asia. For 4,400 yen, 28 US, you can get a pin badge set of Gundam Unicorn, which is made to celebrate the franchise's 45th anniversary. But I do have the same complaint here as with the Gundam Seed pin set. What we get is very nice, being a large unicorn pin, and then some really cool design pins with the unicorn's emblem, Anaheim's emblem, and the sleeves' emblem. But we again have that gap in the top right that just makes it look like you lost one of the pins. I really feel that there should have been something, and for the unicorn, it really wouldn't have been that difficult for them to include either like a Federation emblem or a Londo Bell emblem. But anyways, for 1,320 yen, 8 US, you can also get a keychain of a localized Haro, which is then also only sold in the Strict G store that is located in that specific region. There's a Tokyo Haro, which has a flower on its head and can only be gotten from Odaiba and Solamachi. There's a Shizuoka Haro who has a leaf on its head and is holding some kind of whisk. At least that's what I think it is, but whatever it is, it can only be gotten from the Neopasa Shizuoka store. And then there's the Shiga Haro wearing a hat, which can only be bought from the Taga SA store. And then finally on January the 1st, Strict G did the time-honored Japanese tradition of selling New Year's happy bags, also known as fukubukuros. But you could only get them from the Tokyo Solamachi, Neopasa Shizuoka, and the Taga SA stores. And as always, let's quickly wrap things up with the polls. From Gundam.info though, there is unfortunately nothing to talk about because the currently ongoing poll is still the same one as last week. But again, probably because of New Year's. So instead, let's talk about the results of the poll that I did on the Wing Zero. Do you prefer the TV version or the Endless Waltz version? And it seems like the results were pretty unanimous. Only 28% voted for the TV version, and 72% voted for the Endless Waltz version. It's sad to see, but I'm also not entirely surprised. I love the chonk and the more menacing face of the TV version, but I can definitely see why people would prefer the more streamlined design and the added dramatic effect that the wings add to this thing. The anime definitely made him look really pretty too. But that has been all for this week's Gundam news. As always, a big thank you to the Patreon supporters. I hope all of you watching have a great evening. I'll see you all next week with more Gundam news, and again, a Happy New Year!